Hey! So we are playing Divinity 2, Original Sin, Definitive Edition. First time playing this, so we'll see how this works. Sure. Yeah, it's already there. Why not? Matt. Options. Let's go ahead and get them graphics set to very nice. No motion blur. Fuck the motion blur. Oh. Frame cap. Go ahead and do that on all the music, just so that it's not blaring in my ear. We'll say it to friends. Oh, all the autosaves. I have the room for it. Why not? Show subtitles. Yes. Controls. Yeah, we'll be playing with that later. But for now, Rivalon. Story. Single player. Story mode. Yes. Allow. Quit being a butt. Origin character or create a custom hero. Understood. We need Fane. Immediately get a free turn. You will receive poison status even if you have magic. Yeah. Does that work on? Huh. Interesting. What is this? Uh-huh. wizard. What is this? Oh. Okay, only because can I not change his name?
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world. Trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
Yep, can't change his name. Okay, well. Antiquated. Marrow. Snow. Decomposed. Sunbaked. Shard. Algae. Nutmeg. Oasis. Ivory. Snow. That looks pretty badass. We might be going with that. To Norse. Does that change his origin story as well? Yeah, it does.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I am...
That's not bad. Hair? I could give him hair. What is this madness? Hair. What uses hair on a skeleton? This seems silly. It's not bad. Preset. Wizard. Civil abilities. I do want Pyrokinetic and Geomancer. What does it say? Pyrokinetic necromancy. I need to take a picture of this, because this looks helpful. I read this description and I liked it. Alright, back to the game. Lose the Lore Master. Is there like a thing that I'm dumb about here? How do I not have extra skill points? Hmm. All skilled up immediately gives you 1 extra combat ability point and 1 extra civil ability point. When resurrected, you resurrect to full health. Leech heals you when standing in blood. levels the effects of food and potion. Race, gender, and background tags. Origin characters have unique origin tags. Mystic. Unique use. I'm curious. Your appetite for learning far exceeds your taste for bloodshed. Choose positions. Human. Others that encourage you. Undead. Lead in the music during fights. And will highlight various moments of your adventure. Hidantsuda. Alright, fuck it, let's do it. Playing as an undead poses unique risks and benefits. Healing potions and spells will damage you, while poison heals. Undead can pick locks with a bony finger alone and can survive the scourge of death fog. Spells will damage you, while poison heals. Yes, let's do it. Larian Studios presents
It all happened like I knew it would.
voice.
A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Okay.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today. Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world. Ha! Fresh out of the crypt, are you? No, we are abnormal. It's why we hide in the shadows. Or walk about like you still had flesh on your bones in your case. You even have yourself a silky mortal voice.
No, I'm gonna be a boastful asshole the whole time.
So powerful that you've been overpowered by clowns in red capes and a glowing necklace. Well, colour me impressed.
I'm gonna be like Vegeta, whose pride is too strong to let him accept weakness.
You'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
What the hell? Hold left mouse button continuously to begin exploring. Oh. What is this? Skills and tags. Oh. From those around me. Resurrect the dead ally to 100% of their vitality. Nope. Watching this. Veins, Mask of the Shapeshifter. Visage. Visage. Arrowfish. Even when enemies are right next to you. The pawn.
And now you are silent. If only all humans were so thoughtful. Rubbish. Boring. An animal sty. Freight or food?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin. Did you expect a needle?
This again? Locked.
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy racket.
Hey, get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Set me free and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here. Suit yourself. But we're all in the same boat.
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as the snoring Magister...
Is my shift? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Was it Rick's? I bet it was Rick's. Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs. If it's all the same, I think it's best he comes with me. Okay. And keep your hands where I can see them. Hurry up, sorcerer. We haven't got a day.
No. No, you most certainly don't. That's no problem solved. But dead Magister,
So much
somebody
for
will
a
have to take the
peaceful
blame
stroll.
for this. And it won't be me.
Glory is mine!
Empty. You are you, but more. You are another, but not. You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into... Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface...
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Boring.
Empty.
Why, you're looking at... There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to sauce. For good. Is he? Oh, well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't...
She frowns and peers at you closely.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those sauce spells of yours? See what happens.
currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then...
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It... for your own peace of mind, of course.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. We'll find out who did this.
She looks up at you with a mirth.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. Listen, I could use someone to bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear any.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. You were thinking of flesh. Or, to be rather more precise, the pleasures of the flesh. Those that have eluded you for so long. Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep, so to speak. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint.
Never say never, though.
That's enough now.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this...
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here...
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? In which case, I take it your cuisine is limited to the introduction of eggs to hot water. How disappointing. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetic. The very basics. So, 3 questions asked. As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. My slave, of course. Oh, anyway, you may leave me for a moment.
I'll give you that.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
He turns his head toward you, looking you up.
You look like a boy to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't. The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates.
And?
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side.
anticipation. She senses something. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great...
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Got this wolf on a leash now.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard.
You one of them? A Divine Order loyal? They killed a sorcerer.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen...
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Grib... What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin.
Yeah.
She turns to you, dark-eyed...
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? Guess you aren't a creative type, are you, Chief? I say they're one and the same. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. You take care, though. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Grey as quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles at...
Good luck, Chief.
Can we just skip to the
part where I reassure you and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable.
I'm busy watching for clues, source.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander.
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced man Ifan grins, flashing pointed.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him.
He glances over at Magister Vic.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a
What are you conspiring about?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet.
Name.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down.
Away with you.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping...
Mad? Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying here anyway?
Well, you aren't here on my list. It's quiet long enough for me to listen.
It's a register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about you fair and okay so far. Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's God-woken, you know. You head on in now, Williams.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Damn. That combat was so bad, I didn't even get a chance to see.
Mask. She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet. God damn it. I need to get off this wreck. Quick. Snaps into splinters. Managed to get off this shit. A lifeboat! That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old story.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to...
Said there were other people down there. We need to help.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Void Woken!
beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
Let the games begin.
No telling where there might be more. We need to move.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst.
I hear something. It's Magister's... Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleed. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with blood, quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan.
It's ripping the ship apart.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Prideful asshole, but still. Generally not.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course. Ah, Brachus Rex. I've read his history. Even for a human.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
not supposed to talk to strangers.
The child considers your statement.
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy. It's better here than inside. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be...
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore. These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard, gazing over the water with a steady malcontent. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few...
As for myself, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. Yes, but these weren't castles in the sky, were they? Quite obviously I was...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean the very same? I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry, for the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. This and that, tag along. On the other hand, I really could do with a dog's body. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? Oh well, that wishy-washy answer will have to do then. The undead? Well, like your good self, you mean? Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me? But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. In fact, I prefer the exceptional in all things. Your secret is safe with me. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be... As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards, then, to victory.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to...
Ah, hello, small, furry creature. How do you do?
I never want to set foot on a
The cat's
Scorpio
eyes are clouded and grey, its eyes clear. And
1, 2, long dead of the crew. 3, 4. Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking... I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them ringing...
I've spotted something. I wonder where this leads. Rubbish.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child. The child quiets and seems comforted by your presence. She looks up at you with curious eyes. A wide grin cracks across the child's face.
Really? Yeah. Warrior Princess Coral. You're nice. You can have this. I found it outside, but I can't read it yet. That's next year, and then I'll...
The child wipes her eyes and, grinning, plunks herself down.
Go! Get out! You are not welcome here! Go, man-pig! This is my mistake. You are no pig. I am no bull. Please, just leave us.
I gotta really get into character with this. It's a problem. Like, anytime somebody insults me to my face... What is this? Necromancer. More necromancy. Got my wits about me. Alright, let's go ahead. Options, controls. Let's try that. Ah. It said, nope, you can't change your controls, I guess.
What's happening to these turtles? They're transforming. Glory is mine!
Oh.
Swallowed too much seawater by the looks of him.
Foolish to attempt an escape by sea in these waters.
Fasten tight.
sick of any Verdus.
We already know the truth. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against...
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Don't you hear?
Wait all day.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. Easy enough to say in times of peace, but look around. The Void Woken are coming, sir. And it's...
Come on, then, Lexi.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and...
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment, before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you. Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system.
I need more spells.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first.
Remember, past the kitchen, there is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down and casually wipes some blood.
Good work there. Good work.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Suit yourself. Probably wise, given the rashes you can pick up around this place. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on. I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place? Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands.
He shoots you a flinty look, all teeth and peril.
Lone wolves only share such information with friends. Are we going to be friends?
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need? Can do. Onwards.
He scans the horizon for threats with one green eye.
Right you are.
At least it's not combat stance anymore.
Is that indigestion or is it... Oh god, not now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is that indigestion or is it... Oh god, not now.
We've got some arrow stuff going on there. We found some to the entrance. Add to wares. Ah.
Oh, I don't feel so good. Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy?
better.
Is that indigestion or is it... Oh God, not now.
Listen.
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiasm.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube, and you were you. Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. No. I mean, not more unusual than usual.
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from... She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with your... Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins...
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a shipwreck, all right. Not much more to say about it, I guess. Papa Joris used to tell me... Applies to a lot of situations, actually. Vermin tend to know what's what. Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Ha! What I mean is, look, you've never been a host, right? That's because you're like a clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about... But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted. Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy? So true. And you can stay as long as your heart desires, free of charge.
Maybe like a prideful ass.
So,
prideful joke.
you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. Who said anything about otherworldly? Demons and brain ghosts are just as mundane as you or I. Mostly you. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick... Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal. Sounds fine. So, yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way. Well, no, or I wouldn't have joined up with you, would I? Don't worry. I'm sure your get-up will fool most people hook, line, and sinker. I'm sensitive. Knew who you were the moment you rolled up. So don't worry, and lead...
I'd say we're making good progress already now.
Ivan smiles and salutes.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the divine's own son, is God-woken. He will ascend. He will protect us from this darkness. Do not doubt that he will come into his powers at...
Pipe down, Farah. It's time to accept reality.
Where is he?
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Do you hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya? Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Mad as a cooker, that one, and twice as loud. Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child, and there ain't no amount of...
Please. Please.
You must help me. No one here will help me. Not one of these bastards. A child. Irma. She's called I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her.
She soaks up a steady
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. This place turns people cold. You are an angel. I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart?
Clara, she ain't coming back.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you... It's just... I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast. I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. But I have a way out of here. Are you interested? Believe whatever you want. This may be your only chance at leaving this place. Take it or don't. You're lost, my friend.
When another divine arises, will Source change back? What if there are no sorcerers?
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly... As she catches sight of you, recognition flashes in her terror.
Ben Mist! Ifan! Ben Mist! You killed them! You killed them! He killed them all! Murderer! Keep him away from me! Help! Somebody! Keep him!
Ifan.
Stay back!
Sounds like you get around.
She ain't coming back.
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? You're all I got left after you buddies were through with me. That's so. Huh. You look just like. Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? You're all I got left. Oh, right kind of you, my friend.
Not get nasty. Greet's better off, I'm sure.
Keep my name out your mouth, how about?
Easy now, old chap. Smell, though.
The old dog whimpers sadly.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
Wait, I call a timeout.
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
The elf appears momentarily puzzled by your...
As far as I'm concerned, you are noble and just in both actions and appearance. I am in your debt. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Majesty. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this.
For you, thank you.
You're cheating! Got you! I got you! You're cheating!
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! You can't get me!
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Whoever kills the other is the boss! Shua! 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 Got you!
I feel him, but I do not see him.
Bleeding collar. Stuck fast.
You can't get me!
I know they help.
You're too slow! Shua! 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 Got you!
As you approach the young elf, Losa suddenly grabs your arm. Her hand is damp. Her face looks pale and grey.
Hey, listen, I don't know what you mind.
She jerks her hand away.
I can't. I just need to talk to her, okay?
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf without responding. They begin talking in. Losa suddenly snatches up both the elf's.
You have to tell me.
The whites of Losa's eyes fade to grey, then black.
It rises in you even now, Losa. Do not let it. You must be strong. Be strong. Fight. Fight. You are okay. You are yours. No one else's.
Shut up. Let go. Let go. Let go. I don't want to hurt her. Don't make me.
Losa is rigid as a board, tense with the effort of holding.
Leave me alone. Leave me. I don't want to.
You are hurting me.
Losa's eyes are black. Sahela's fingers are white.
Let me go.
A sinister smile spreads.
Chatty elf.
Losa, you must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her, you see?
I bet the elf blood tastes like honey, like nectar, like... Let's find out.
You must weaken her to help her.
I'll yield to none.
It is almost enough. A few more hits. She comes back to us.
Yeah. What? Don't look at me like that. Good. I don't. Let's keep moving. I want to get out of this bloody place. Yes, it is.
You're
I feel him, but I do not see him.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach.
Hello, stranger. A strange person from a strange time.
I see it before my eyes.
It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. Your life is not your own. Your life is for us all. I cannot...
Her eyebrows shoot.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? But if you find him, he is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his... You bring me great peace. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams. Yes, please ask. It is safer here. We make no Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place. He is a very blind man. You understand when you meet him. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves,
You're too slow! You're cheating! You're too slow!
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
Another giant speaks, Quercus. No, never! I will pay it no notice. Ugh. It's still there.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky. Fear? Pity, perhaps. A blind wolf may lead the pack, but sooner or later they will all starve. Never mind. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a...
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws.
I'm Buddy. It's no use anyway. You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her. Emmy was always the smart one. I guess that's why they took her and not me. Oh, I love you. Say, let me show you something.
Lucky find.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. Key? What key? Oh, the key! If you find out where it leads. If you see Emmy, not too far from here, but she was taken by a guy in a white robe. Lots and lots of dogs, and also a little like dead. I think I love you.
I should probably get that out pretty quick. It seems worth having.
What were you thinking, messing with Riff's roots anyhow? What were you thinking, messing with Riff's roots anyhow?
Food.
What were you thinking, messing with Riff's roots anyhow?
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away. And you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip...
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time, I'll let my needle do the licking. I see. It does so satisfy to have a purpose in life.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needles, despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw in her diamond features. a curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, but now I'm free. Of sorts. I intend to raise the subject with him.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed.
A bright sparkle of laughter follows your
Ha! How amusing. I admit I had not seen... Make your case and do it quickly. Why should I join you? Escape. How you do tickle me. Most of the Well played. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? The agony of choice. You know what? Today is a rather fine day. I'm not quite sure...
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
Yes, the needle did find you rather tough to chew. Then again, I already knew I'd have to push hard, knowing what you really are. This may strike you as, rather eccentric, but the thought of traveling with one such as yourself quite enthuses me.
She tilts her head ever so slightly and looks at you almost mockingly.
Yes. Let's discuss our You, me, and Death will be playing many a round of hide and seek. So, what role would you like me to play? As a rogue, my speciality is stealth. The quick silence of the dagger suits me fine. Lead on, then follow me. But wait, you seem to have quite a few followers already.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
Your loss.
What took you so long?
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any... As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness and your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use. Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. She reaches a hand toward you. The memories end. You are no longer Finn. You cover your face with your hands. You've just heard the news. The elven homelands have been destroyed. A single name throbs across your brain. Verdas, Verdas, Verdas. He must escape. He cannot die.
So, this is Fort Joy.
Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face. Ain't fit for beasts.
Leave him be. Don't make me... Listen, I can help you if... Shut up, elf. This clown, caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Wet supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Listen up. But not like this. There's too many of them.
Don't tell anyone where you got this. Take your coin then.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Then it looks like you ain't...
Reveal yourself!
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom.
You... Well done. Sometimes, the best way from a situation is the simplest. You helped me. You saved me from a terrible man. But still, Sahela, she is everything. It is for all our... Give me your map. I give you this amulet. You must pass it to the elf. I go to her. I wish you good.
You eat Griff's hand, and you see him putting animals, dead for days, in the blistering...
killing any of them.
I've waited this long. I can wait longer.
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come to be worthy.
She scoffs.
To prove you are the one. Never mind. The one does not ask such a question.
We will rejoin our comrades.
Leave me. Go.
She bends over double in a violent coughing fit. As it subsides,
Mercy.
Ah, this Lucian everyone seems so interested in. I don't see it.
yourself to the grave. Save your spirit to fight the Reaper.
Food.
I didn't know that.
Save your spirit to fight the Reaper. Save your spirit to fight the Reaper.
As you're about to approach the lizard, Sabine cups your chin.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called... Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction.
Chat's over.
So, that seemed just a tad excessive.
What you witnessed was an exercise in restraint. And jolly good fun to boot. Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him. Extensively.
She defies you with devilishly innocent...
Can you blame me? There it is. I was wondering when you're spying. Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still. The search for the master continues, of course. Hungry work. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happened. A moment's pause. I had thought us too wicked for rest. In a final heartbeat. Why? Did you assume I wouldn't? The only thing that springs eternal is blood and water from springs, of course. One must cull to cultivate. I walked up to the quay, asked for the ship to... I'm here to hunt, remember? Here to play a game of tic-tac-terminate with a special cert... My. I did get you all worked up, didn't I? Afraid you won't be able to sleep tonight.
She pulls her hand away, quickly and violently, as if bitten by a snake.
I'm sorry. I don't know why. You see, there's triplets in my mind. The woman I am, the woman I must be, the woman I long to be. Like all sisters, they do tend to be at odds with one another, from time to precious time. To erase the past, I must do just that. You can see what I can do. What comes as easily as a morning's yawn. This, you must accept. Thank you. How romantic a concession. to let a woman kill when she's so pleased. We may see no bars, but we are firmly behind them here and now. As I hunt for answers, escape must ever be on. Let's save those for later. Suffice to say, I need to speak. Ha! Nonsense. Ha! Shouldn't be too hard, trust me.
Kind of silly, I'm not gonna lie.
Your eyes brim with inquiry, so... The sun escape once I've talked to Griff.
Just know that I tried.
Say, do all lizards smell like oranges, or is it just that crazy fellow with the pointy tail?
the Reaper. I sense he is...
Sahela, you are all right.
I am fine, Amiro. I am fine. I know they help us.
Yes, they do. It is as you say.
Sit, my friend. Come.
As you say. As you say. Soon I am quite well again. Then we make another attempt.
It is good. I see it.
She breaks into a huge...
One friend brings another home. Thank you.
Her face falls at the mention of her home.
My people. I miss them. But they cannot say it is not to be. We stay in Fort Joy. They stay elsewhere, yes. It is a deep hurt. In my tribe, homeland is gone. Home is wherever my people are. My mother is amongst them. Tova, thank you, my friend. But only you survive the passage. I see it. You are free. We must remain. I see your heart.
She squeezes your...
I do not forget you. It is good. I see it.
This is very good. Sahela. Thank you. Our blessings are... This is very... Thank you. Do not forget, It is not devotion to Sahela. It is devotion to all. To the world. She is very all of luck to you.
My unlikely friend. What do you need? I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. In this cave. It gives me...
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small. An elf lives forever. If she stays away from...
The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and... The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you.
tie yourself to the grave.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with...
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time. Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please you? Can you not remember now? Ugh! Where does the yarrow grow?
found something.
I don't have the right tool for digging.
Tired of the view in here yet?
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion? His eyebrows shoot up.
Can't say I'm not sorry to see you go, but you good luck out there.
Are you ready for me to join force? Off we go, then. Deplorable surrounding for an agreeable conversation, but go ahead. There isn't much to say. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation and justified, as certain as the sun, such is my conviction. Bah! I should whip her till she's as red-skinned as I am, then leave. But there are broad waters between should and It's forgiving. Still, you bewilder me just as much, don't you know? It was you who invited little Miss Needlework into the fold. Do you mean to tell me you're comfortable with what she's done? You understand her, do you? You understand that she murders a man because he did like he was bid to by a master. Don't let all that understanding of yours trump your comfort. She's dangerous.
We're gonna need you to be a pet pal, because you gotta fill a role. Also, thankfully, you have enough strength, so you get to wear some good armor. You're welcome. There's like nothing to you. It's a question of physiology. Whew.
I need to dig here.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward. Boring.
Do you hear that? Something's up ahead.
gonna save. New save. Accept. And quit game. Yes. Oh, because it's late. And I'm gonna end my stream there. Thanks for joining us for Divinity Original Sin 2. We'll be back with more later.